Saddam was like walked both lines. He was pretty Shiite, so he could go tell them Shiites in Saudi Arabia to like destroy that guy. So they wanted Saddam out. So then so Saudi Arabia came up with this brilliant idea. Let's say it was their idea. Bush says, I can't get them out. I'm not allowed to go there. He's in his own country. We'll make up a story that he's the one that did 9/11, and he's got weapons of mass destruction, and he's making, and now so they destroy, and he's going to use them, and they go, nobody's going to believe he's going to use them. Well, if they knock down the towers, and we say Saddam did it, and we'll go, we better go see if he's got weapons of mass destruction, because if he's crazy to take down the towers, he's crazy enough to make big bombs and blow up Israel and stuff. So then they went to the UN, and Colin Powell said, he's making these weapons. He took down the towers, this guy. And then they got the $400 billion from the Congress to go and now just kill Saddam and kill off that whole, so there are no weapons of mass. They never found, and whatever. So then the families put that together, and they said, we're going to sue Saudi Arabia for doing 9/11 as a hoax in order to get America to kill Saddam. And then they voted in Congress 100% unanimously on the favor of the respondents and the family members that Saudi Arabia did do it. And you could sue them. I don't even think one guy sat out on it. They all said that they did it. So then they started another lawsuit where you could file, and I'm in on that lawsuit. That lawsuit's not for just physical. That lawsuit's for mental also. I claimed post-traumatic stress on it, and that's why I'm going on like a wacko, that 9/11 screwed up my life because it happened on the year 1, and I was planning to start a calendar on the year 1, and that it made me start thinking that the universe was having Babylon fall at the time my calendar started, and that it has made me obsessive about being the pinnacle of a person's becoming the center of the New World Order. It's kind of like the father of the New World Order. It's the year 1. Now it's year 20. So I always said that was 2000 was going to be 0, and it was going to be followed by the year 1. But then the towers come down on 1, and everybody goes, that changed everything. And I go, yeah, that changed everything. Now I'm going to wind up being the biggest thing that ever happened in the future as the guy who, like Jesus, how many years since Jesus? No, how many years since Phil now? Phil's the 2000, since not Phil, but the towers came down. And since Phil had the idea that we got to start over again because China, but a lot of people don't want to jump in on the Christian calendar. Jesus never started the Christian calendar. This calendar was started by God said, let there be lights. Let the lights in heaven be used. You should like that, because let the stars in the universe be used for GPS. GPS should be used for creating a calendar, not the birth of any particular, God or person or anything. You know what I mean? So, because that's argumentative. And Islam's got its own calendar, and Judaism has its own calendar, and they never joined in the Christian calendar. So let's just start a year 0 on GPS. And I put a copyright on that, because you know me, if I got an idea, I nail them down. So I nailed that copyright down. Then there it is. Towers came down, and I said, and everybody goes, oh, that changes everything. Oh, yeah, it's the fall of the old world and the beginning of the new world.
Yeah, this is important. I think for the movie, we should do like a sit-down interview where we talk about this and your life and how 9/11 affected when you played flute, at Ground Zero, and the problems you had with Port Authority. I think this is all important. I think we should have a section of the film that's about you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's about your story more so,
Yeah, well, that's what the Holy Mother's in charge of that stuff, because it's not just that. Why did she appear on Bel Paso? She just did it. It's 1987. She appears on the Bel Paso Rock, in St. Philip's Church.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious that this whole script has been written from beginning to end by God a long time ago, and I'm just acting out my part.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm having how I could pull off something like that. I can't make these things happen. Mm-hmm. Not when they put my name on that stuff like that. And I was always claiming the name. So it's obviously, and then, I'm just a voice in the wilderness anyway, because, my writings and my copyrights and my patents and this film and all that'll go on forever, And I'll be wherever you're supposed to go. If there is, or then sometimes I worry, and I don't know, this is the ultimate worry of anybody that you could have, particularly me, that maybe reality is my dream and I'm dreaming it, and one day somebody's going to poke me and they go, "Wake up!" And I go, "What happened?" They go, "You fell off your horse, you bumped your head." You go, "Wait, you all right?" "Okay, I'm all right." "Where am I?" "You're in this place here." "I thought I was in this world where I was like this guy, the Holy Mother and all that." And they go, "Oh no, that's your dream. Everybody's having a different dream, And "Oh, you had the dream, you were the center of your dream." Well, everybody has the center of their dreams, Mm-hmm. So I do start thinking like that a little bit, and I don't want to diminish anybody else's role, but you're not diminishing the people. When you're dreaming about people, right? The people in your dreams, you don't hold them on you're more important than you because I'm dreaming you're not, because you don't even know that you are, you're not sure. They're it's just a matter of their different spirit forces. It's we don't know the complexity of the spirit world, but we know it's connected to the dreams. And you know why? Because the Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat was all about the dreams, and it's that and Daniel's dream is like the rock of Bibles. You talk about the New Testament. You ever just mention Daniel's dream, and everybody goes, "Whoa, the New Testament is based on Daniel's dream," as though because Daniel, right? So it seems, and then so dreams seem to be connected to what really happens. It's all part of the web, So that and then the new studies on science are making us go wow, it is a dream. The new studies with that quark, Higgs boson quark, I was at Harvard when we broke the nucleus of an atom and found the quarks. Then the quarks got broke, and they decided they were made out of vibrating strings of energy, that there was no marbles here to call reality. Now they said, well, all we got to do is find the sparticle, and then we've got it. And now they found this quark boson, which is I think is the sparticle, meaning that there is nothing here except some kind of a thought force. There isn't any solid matter here. And then, so you figure they'd leave us, we'd be left there, but then they go into this tachyon thing. And the tachyon thing, it gets so convincing that the tachyon thing means this. It's just like we all know that you're not seeing me. You're seeing light, photons bouncing off of me. You can't see me. You only can see photons bouncing off of me. That gets, that's 101. Good, I'm glad that's 101, right? But how about this? Besides photons being all coming all over the place, bouncing off of everything, they now found these things called tachyons. and they find out there's way more tachyons. It's like right now my fingernail's got 1 billion tachyons going through it. They go through everything. But what happens? Let's say my fingernail was a dream fingernail, but the dream was and it's the tachyons going through it that make it look real. So it's the tachyon force that creates the reality. And some guy says, "Oh, I'll punch you in the face and you'll see what reality is, so you're not dreaming." I mean, can't comprehend that. You don't know. You could get punched in the face and hurt in a dream and all that. I don't know. So this tachyon thing. So now the big thing that they want all the money for, a lot of money, is to go into the deepest hole in the earth, which is a nickel mine in Canada, and take heavy water. You know what heavy water is? That's the H3O. There's three oxygen. It's got an extra, it's unstable water. That's what they make hydrogen bombs out of, because the water's unstable, because so it's heavy water, they call it. And then put it in a big jar. And then, of course, it's way underground. There's no interference of any kind of radiation. And the only thing that goes that deep is tachyons. And then once in a blue moon, a tachyon's going to hit an atom of heavy water and break it apart. And then they're going to figure out what tachyons are. And this stuff makes the centrifuge, the accelerators, the atom accelerators that smash atoms together. We thought we're done with them. We don't need them anymore. Now we got to go in the ground and put heavy water and look at the heavy water with these meters, camera, and see the effect of tachyons on the heavy water. Because you could spin atoms around and smash them together, but you're dealing with tachyons and stuff. You don't way you're going to spin them around, but they will hit a heavy water once in a while. It's wild. So that's the level they're at. And when they're just about ready to just pull the card and just say, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 merry. Life is but a dream. This is no more real than a dream. And that's why it's so important to be and to try to really be try to be a good person, and try to accept what is around you, and just make it better if you can, but don't complain about it as though you're responsible for it. Yeah. And then you get led to the Buddha and stuff like that, and and all of a sudden these things that we thought were so Buddha, all of a sudden start making so much sense. And then I found connections between Jesus and the Buddha, that Jesus was just a Buddhist, that everybody, that his teachings were just so out of the, they're very similar. I mean, he wasn't the regular run-of-the-mill guy at all. He was very unusual. Where did he spend his childhood? Well, we know he went to Egypt when he was a infant, and then we didn't see him for 31 years, really. Maybe one visit. And you go, well, maybe he was in Alexandria. Well, what was in Alexandria? The Alexandrian Library of Alexander. What was in that? All the books that he gathered when he went through India, right? Well, I guess he got Buddhism in there. That's the home of it, where it was created. Buddha was 600 BC, and Alexander was 300 BC, so he was just like Buddha was the pop star back then, right? I'm sure he had all the Bhagavad Gita and all the writings of the Mahara, and Krishna is the father, and all that. And you go, so that's where he must have got it from. That's why he wasn't walking to a different drummer. He was walking to all those books in Alexandria.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to rain. I can feel it.
I got the bike.
What time is it? 4:45. Should I come back for open mic night?
Okay, where are you going to go, somewhere?
I was thinking about maybe just going home for a little bit.
You can go to my home for a bit if you want.
Oh, I'm just going to go back to my mom's.
Okay, it's not that far. Are you
it's
gonna?
not too
Oh, well,
far.
open mic is pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
at 7, right?
That's the day. We had a day, huh?
It's at 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 7's a good time to get in. Open mic is all you got to go to you. I'm covered on open mic up on YouTube a million times over. You've seen them all, right?
Yeah.
So you've been there.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah, your stuff here is you doing a documentary on it. Actually, once in a lifetime thing. Open mics, you go in there and say,
Happens
if you
every
video
week.
the like throwing them, you get to see the 3D.
Yep. That makes sense.
Walking down that way?